You're talking about our. Hey, everybody, welcome to the pre-show. This is where we talk about what we're going to do on the show. Real easy this week. Just talking about all the books coming out. The preview show every Monday. Tell your friends. Tell your comic book shops. Usually they're doing D&D on Mondays. That's what my comic shop does still. I think maybe Warhammer. But you can play this in the background. Who
Yeah.
wouldn't love that? And then let us know in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out. I mean, that's how the internet works, right? Anyway, some
That's
of
how the
our
internet works.
Luthers, the best ones. And I think my favorite one, not the best one, Gene Hackman, I think Andy's right, is still the best. We're not talking about voice actors. That's a different.
That's a whole different ball of wax.
No, yeah, for real. But man, I mean, he's a big douchebag, but Kevin Spacey really did a good job, I think,
Yeah.
playing Lex Luthor in a movie that was kind of a subpar movie. It has some great moments in it, that movie. Very memorable moments, but Gene Hackman for sure is
Yeah. Gene Hackman for sure.
He was terrific. And then, like you said, John Cryer,
Yep. John Cryer from Supergirl did a good job too.
Yeah.
And even what's his name from Smallville?
Oh yeah, I don't remember that dude's name, but he wasn't technically Lex Luthor. He
Michael.
Was Michael something. Michael.
Yeah, he has a podcast now.
Yeah, Rosenbaum.
Yeah, Rosenbaum. Yeah, he did a good Lex Luthor too.
Yeah, I liked that. I definitely liked that version of the character, but I mean, technically, that really wasn't like Lex Luthor. Wasn't that like Luthor's son or something?
No, because
I don't know.
So Smallville got really convoluted when it started doing the whole entire because I remember watching it and it's like the season finale happened as this big like catastrophe, and like the very next episode of the next season, whatever it was, it's like it just rewound the whole entire day, and it's like, oh, nothing happened.
Oh yeah, I mean he changed. Yeah, he did that in the first movie too, and it was kind of a let down. Back then people loved it. People were like, oh, of course, that's how everything is supposed to work.
But that's why we have the Donner cut for, and that's so much better.
Right. Yeah, I adore that shit, man. I adore that shit. Cool. Did more seedlings today. Thank goodness Monday is over. As soon as I was off work,
Oh yeah, it was terrible at work today.
Putting seeds right in some dirt, getting my garden going a little bit early. I'm hopeful, but I do have the space, even if it does get a little bit out of control. I can do some shit inside. So still very happy. Still so much work to do, but man, I love doing my garden. I love it. Love it. What else is going on? You got anything going on since yesterday? Since 23 hours ago?
So I was out in the garage and I almost accidentally fell down the steps.
Oh, nice.
I know. No, it's just
thank goodness you're okay.
Saw the new trailer for the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh, yeah, it looked good. I mean, we still really don't know enough to know anything. It's going to be a cold one. That's all we know. It's a cold ghost. It's like Frozen meets Ghostbusters, I guess.
And yes, all the little things on the internet are true. Yes, this is kind of ties up a storyline from the Extreme Ghostbusters and the animated series.
Dude, that is wild. Yes, I have seen that. They did bring in a lot of that nostalgia wins, dude.
Yeah, the original animated series, and then Ghostbusters Extreme had a storyline, and this is going to finish up that storyline, which are 40 years in the making or something like that. Or
amazing. Yeah, we're talking about the Ghostbusters thing, Taylor. How it's like leaning into some of the animated shows a little bit, some storylines from the animated shows.
Oh, well, that's a fun poll then.
If you weren't up on your Ghostbusters lore,
honestly, not really.
You have to do your homework on this show.
It's right. You have to do homework. Let's do it. Let's get into this shit.
Somebody wake up Hicks.
Don't fall asleep. Oh, finally we do a show. We're not going up against football. All year.
Well, football's done with. It's the Super Bowl.
It is. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. Another episode of This Geek in Comics Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit Talk Show.
Oh, and that reminds me, Taylor. Last year, I'm pretty sure you went. It's kind of out of character, but it's more of a social event than a sporting event. But didn't you go to like a Super Bowl thing last
I
year?
did, and I probably will
Yeah.
again this year.
Yeah. So maybe we should just call off the Super Bowl show because no one wants to watch us when the biggest event in the world is on TV. And I mean, I'd like to probably sit around and just. I like the commercials. I like seeing Usher's gonna be there. What? That's gonna be dope. It's gonna be great. So yeah, we'll probably call that one. We'll talk about it later until we get everybody knows what's going on. So awesome. What was I gonna say? Oh, happy birthday, Eli or Leroy. Happy birthday. Comic
Many
book bully.
happy returns.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Awesome. We're here to talk about all of the new comic books coming out this week. Okay. Some of them come out Tuesdays. Some of them come out Wednesdays. Some of them are available right now if you know where to look. Thanks for the like, Brandon. We appreciate it. If you know how and where to look. As always, if you see something, chat, say something. If we talk about a book and then go on with the delay on the stream, all you got to do is let us know in the chat. We'll go back and we'll talk about a damn book. So awesome. Animal Pound #1 over at Boom is getting a reprint. Deservedly
Nice.
so. Really cool issue.
Yes.
Really cool issue. I'm just now realizing it's only 4 issues. I guess that's enough to tell this story. So that makes sense. Coda #5, House of Slaughter Pen and Ink #1. This is where they reprint everything in black and white. I get it. It's a good book. Everyone wants that. Orcs the Gift #2, all ages read. Pine and Merrimack gets a second printing for issue #1. That was an okay book. I was expecting a little bit more. It's kind of like a crime couple, solving. It was all right. And then Sirens of the City wraps with issue #6. We also get some Power Rangers, of course. But, oh well. There you go, Boom. Boom's kind of been letting me down the first of the year. Come on, Boom. Spring's around the corner. Let's do it. Let's get it going. DC Comics. Moving on to DC. Alan Scott, Green Lantern #4 of 6. This has been an okay book. I like these sort of time capsule sort of books. I think I finally remembered the name of it. So, yeah, looking back at old characters, putting new spins on them, different spins, telling a story that also impacts the present in some cases. So, yeah, really fun shit.
Yeah, I mean, this one in particular, right? Like Alan Scott has been kind of reimagined as a LGBT character in recent years. But of course, back in the 40s when they were first producing him, that was not the case, because they would never have
well,
printed
it was,
that
but
it's
that's how retroactive continuity works. He always
Yes.
was. Once he is, he always was. So,
and they're leaning into that
that's
with
what
this
being
series,
a comic book fan is. Yeah. Back at #428, Robin Lives gets a second printing with that cool Mike Mignola cover. Yeah, it was just okay. Just like we predicted, when Robin didn't die, it was just a regular issue of Batman. And nothing exciting really happened. So Batman and Robin annual for this year is coming out. That looks okay. Nice cover of Damian there. Batman Off-World #3. Been waiting on this one. Jason Aaron's Batman in Space epic. Pretty good so far. First 2 issues were great. A lot of action getting us from point A to point B, filling in all these weird gaps that you're going to have to fill in if you're taking Batman into alien country, like basically Star Trek meets Batman. But Jason Aaron's a pro. He did it very easily, and it's hard not to get excited about it. I mean, look, he's riding like a big space dog. Like,
I mean, this is a very Jason Aaron story. He's doing all like the
it is.
Let's have fun with our toys type of mentality, it
looks like a hell beast off of Apocalypse.
It might be,
right.
It could be a literal that, but
yeah.
And of course, Batman would do that too. He'd just be like, "Oh, I just tamed this untamable hell beast from Apocalypse." So
I need a new
Batman.
This is a very out there Batman story. I mean, literally, but like it still feels very quintessentially Batman because like you can like see how Batman is like finding out the weaknesses. He's making himself better, basically. And we know at the end of this he's just going to fucking curb stomp all over like Boss Alien dude, whatever his name is.
Yeah, very excited about that one. Batman Superman World's Finest 2024 also gets an annual. I mean, I hate it when they put the annuals all out on like the same Wednesday. because they're asking more for them, and they're annuals tend to be very unimportant in the context of the stories that are actually going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways, I guess, to approach annuals. Like Marvel did that thing last year where all the annuals were like
one story,
like part of some bigger story or whatever. And I guess that's an okay way to do it. But usually they are just like, here is something outside of whatever story arc is going on. Just take it or leave it type of thing.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that either. DC Power 2024 #1, one of these big anthology books. A lot of creators doing their thing. $10 for that one. Again, another hard sell. Power Girl Uncovered #1 just collects a bunch of covers starring Power Girl. Nothing wrong with that. Just really a pinup book. Not my cup of tea either. Here it is. Big book of the week. Maybe two. Well, no, this is the only big book of the week, man. Over at DC. Are you kidding me? I don't know why I'm clicking on it. There's no solicit. But Tom Taylor, Ivan Rice, Beast World #6 of 6. Is Gar gone forever? What is going to happen with Dr. Hate being finally revealed to be Raven? What is going to happen with Waller's ultimate plans coming to fruition? Is Peacemaker going to stop being such a douchebag? Man, what a great book. This has been a really, really fun event, man.
I mean, this has been like a really solid event. I mean, they are really pumping these things out. Issue 5 was last fucking week,
Yeah, I mean, they have a roadmap now. They want to get there as fast as possible. So, yeah, I'm stoked for this, dude. I'm really stoked for this issue. When they had the Justice League are going away, now the Titans are going to be the new Justice League. It really didn't feel like that was actually happening. But now after Beast World, yeah, it's happening. Okay, the Justice League members are still around. Superman's got his own problems to deal with. Batman has been like a werewolf for a period of time, especially even though it's just in this event, he's got a lot of shit going on where he's the Bat family or something. Wonder Woman's on the run literally from the government. Green Lantern's out in space. Flash has his own shit going on. They're really doing a great job showing you why there isn't really a Justice League right now, while keeping all of the Titan stuff, except for Nightwing, basically condensed into one book. They haven't done that in a while, and I can see why, hindsight being 2020, why DC wanted to do it this way. And I think it's working just spectacularly. I think they're doing just a great job. Dawn of DC and so far has been just a huge success. Night Terrors, wasn't great, but you gotta give and take a little bit. Trinity Special #1. This is a rough one. Basically, this collects all of the backup stories in the first several issues of Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what this is?
That's what this is.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I thought, like, when you said, like, oh, well, I thought this would be a big book, but no, if that's all that this is just,
a reprint, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a reprint.
Lame. That's
some
fun
fun
they're
covers.
asking for, in the cheapest version of this is $6. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Moving on.
Why are you asking $6 for something we already have?
No shit. So, Marvel Comics, moving on. Amazing Spider-Man #252 facsimile. Does anyone know the importance of Amazing Spider-Man #252?
Is that the first appearance of Punisher?
First black suit appearance.
Oh, okay. Wait,
very
hold
close.
on. Okay,
First
hold
black
the fuck
suit
on.
appearance in a Spider-Man book.
There we go, because that is an important distinction there.
Yes,
the first black suit appearance was in Secret Wars.
3 or 4?
One of those, but it was in in the event Secret Wars.
Yes.
So this is a milestone with an asterisk, I will say.
Yeah, and that's why I think they're giving a 25 copy investment or incentive. They're still selling it for $5, but it's a real huge incentive for shops to just have it. I think this is like preparing for free comic book day, to have something to give out to people that is really free, nearly, and really cheap, nearly, but really fun. Very, yeah. All right, Avengers Inc. #5. I know you've been enjoying this. I think this might be the last issue. Maybe there's another one. Al Ewing, Leonard Kirk. It's been good. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep up with it because there are just so many damn books like this going out. Books that really feel like they're ancillary to the 616. This book really doesn't feel like it's happening within the context of the overall continuity, but
If
that's a bigger overall problem at
it
Marvel.
does feel rather self-contained. It does feel rather just like a ancillary is a good word for it, sure, but like it has been fun.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
has.
Having like taking like the noir approach to like a superhero comic is pretty neat. It's a neat turn for Janet. It's a neat way to introduce not Vision. I forget what Vic's
Right,
here.
right, yeah.
But,
Are you reading this, Andy?
No.
I've been
moving
enjoying
on. No,
it's one I wouldn't necessarily recommend like wholeheartedly, but I've been enjoying it, and I wouldn't not recommend it.
Nice. All right, a book. Talk about pumping out the books. $5. Chip Zdarsky's latest drift into basically a what-if future story. Daniel Acuna perfectly doing the art. Avengers Twilight #2.
I enjoyed this a lot. This first issue, like
great.
all of these little like possible future like what if type scenarios, they're kind of hit or miss. But this one was a hit for me, at least in that first issue. It basically does read like Captain America's version of Dark Knight Returns. This is Star Spangled Avenger Returns or Sentinel of Liberty Returns. However you want to call it.
No, 100%. Brave New World. Styling there. Very well done. I had such a really good time with this, man. Go ahead, Andy.
I'm looking forward to this issue.
Yeah, me too, man. I want to show off this Greg Smallwood cover if it even comes in.
Oh hell yeah!
It's kind of grainy, but dude, that is cool, man. That is
still
just
a nice cover.
Wow, that is such a cool cover, man. Holy, I don't even know what it is. It's pretty basic. It almost looks like a romance novel cover, But
I suppose.
Man, it's just perfect. It's so well done.
Well, Greg Smallwood,
especially knowing these characters.
Yeah, most recently, Greg Smallwood was working on that Human Target book with Tom King last year, and he does good with these like pulpy style. That does look like an old like Maltese Falcon movie poster or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a much better way to put it than the dumb way I put it for sure. Captain Britain by Betsy Braddock, trade paperback. This was one of the worst books. I don't want to say worst. Worst is like makes it seem like it was trash. It was actually okay, but low tier X books when it was coming out.
It was one of those books that was easily crowded out, because like there's not even just like a lot of books. There's a lot of X-Men books coming out, and like just it became unmanageable to keep track of all of them. And this one was pretty low on the priority list,
Yeah.
And it's Captain Britain. Who likes Captain Britain?
I like Betsy.
They did some weird shit
but I
with
love
Captain
Betsy,
Britain over the
dude.
years. Like Captain Britain just became like the you want to read the weird otherworld shit book.
Yeah. I love that magic shit. I just love those characters that we don't see. Who's that flag dude who wears all black in the flag? What's he? I don't know. The whole Braddock family is fucking great. Yeah, Union Jack. The whole damn family is fucking weird, and they got like wizards and shit living in.
Oh yeah,
England.
like her other brother is like basically omnipotent. Jamie Madrox.
Yeah. I love them so much, dude. So we get Carnage, Daredevil, Born Again, Gallery Edition for $50. Probably a good buy. $50 isn't bad. Gallery editions are just beautiful with all kinds of covers and all kinds of fun.
This is one of the all-time classic Daredevil stories.
Yeah. And that whole Born Again, just those two words together, it's just so hot right now. For
Born
MCU
Again
shit,
is like the black suit for Spider-Man, or it's like the dark. It's like the Phoenix Saga for the X-Men. It's one of those things where like it's this iconic story that every time you see like an adaptation, you expect they're eventually going to take their pass at doing this,
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
the Netflix show did it. They did Born Again for season 3,
Yeah.
They're actually calling the upcoming series Born Again. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get some more of that, but we'll see how it goes. I still don't think Marvel really knows what they're doing there. But moving on, probably a big book this week. I don't know. Steve Fox, Vincenzo Karatu. All of the Avengers who apparently passed away during the last Hellfire Gala, where Orcus, made their move.
I'm sure you mean
X-Men. Isn't that what I said?
You said Avengers.
Oh, my bad. X-Men who died. None of the Avengers are coming back, but right here, Prodigy, Frenzy, Jubilee, Dazzler, and Cannonball. What a motley crew. So yeah, they died at the last Hellfire Gala, and now they're coming back.
Yeah, they were all set to be the X-Men out of that Hellfire Gala, but then fucking Nimrod fucking cratered them. So
yeah. So I mean, this looks okay. I definitely am going to read the first issue, but with the whole Krakoa age winding down, Fall of X, Falls of the Powers of 10, whatever the hell is we're getting those 2 books. It just feels like this is just going to be more of the same. It's almost like riding a dying horse, you know. How far am I going to get? How far am I going to get?
I don't have
Let's
that
might as well just
attitude
walk.
because I don't mind that like we're coming to the end of this era or whatever. But for me, this is a lot like that Captain Britain book from earlier. There's only so much money and time I can devote to the X-Men, and this one is not a high priority grab for me.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
reading X-Men, you're reading X-Force, you're reading Wolverine, you're reading 2 other books that they're putting out. Oh, and Resurrection of Magneto. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on.
You can do a lot more with less.
Well, they need the thing about it is I've read an article recently, and it wasn't even an article, it was more Tom Brevoort putting out a Q&A sort of thing. People were asking him questions, and he said, well, we have to put out a certain number of books in each family of books in order to, you know, basically make our nut, and that's why we get so many X-Men books. And it's just like, wow, I don't know. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Gang War, number 2. Greg Pak, he definitely knows how to write this character. Gang War has not been great. I haven't read as much of it as I probably should to be able to make that statement. But from what I have read, it's like I don't want to read any more of it. It just was so bad. So yeah, there you go. Moving on. Incredible Hulk number 8. This is a book you should get. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Nick Klein, putting out one of the coolest Hulk. I'm not going to say best. All right, I'm going to say cool. All right, we're only 8 issues in, but them dealing with all of this horror shit and almost kind of tropey horror. Like here's your redneck, you know, here's your Cthulhu
Yeah, a lot.
businessman,
It's
or what
been
the
very
hell ever they're
monster of
doing.
the. It's been very monster of the week,
Yeah.
but it's been a lot of fun. Like they did start off with like Appalachian Cthulhu, and then they moved on to like some Florida like depression monster from a swamp, and now we're in a southwestern World War II Ghost Rider. I got to be more specific with southwestern Ghost Rider because there's a lot of those. But
Yeah.
well.
Oh, he's awesome. He's got a fucking rocket launcher. Fucking cool. I can't wait to read that. It looks so damn fun, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we get $125. The early years of Danny Rand the Iron Fist. Okay, you want to see the first appearance of Sabretooth? Oh, he's right there on the fucking cover. I can't believe it.
This is one of those fun facts that like Sabretooth did debut as an Iron Fist villain. Nothing to do with Wolverine. But then
not a mutant, not a Wolverine character.
He's become Wolverine's nemesis since then. But
yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, even right now with the whole Sabretooth war, I think we're going to talk about that.
There's not much Iron Fist I'd want to go back to read before the Immortal Iron Fist.
I want to read Heroes for
Matt
Hire.
Fraction run.
Danny. If I'm going to read Danny, I'm just going to read Heroes for Hire because I want to read Luke.
I mean, to be honest, the characters who appear so predominantly as part of a team, it's usually because they can't hold their own book very well.
Yeah, exactly. Marvel Voices Legends #1 is coming out with a few pretty cool looking variant covers. Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 hits issue #5. We get this Secret Wars Battle World #3. I haven't been reading this. I really should check it out, but man,
I forgot this was coming out.
Yeah, exactly. The shelves are just so damn full. Sabretooth and the Exiles gets collected. Spider-Boy hits issue #3. Way too much Spider-Boy. Okay, I'm not into Spider-Boy. It's hard for me to even wrap my head around the idea of Spider-Boy. But we do get Saladin Ahmed and Juan Ferreira's spine-tingling Spider-Man #4.
I never would have dreamed. This is the best Spider-Man book coming out right now, and I was surprised
and Miles Morales is a good fucking book. It really is, good.
But this has
been great.
This is gorgeous. This is probably the best like Spider-Man horror book I've ever read, and I get that that's a pretty short list, but still, this has been fantastic.
Yeah, this has been good.
So damn cool. Yeah, so damn cool. I love the art. I don't like this character here, but
oh no, he looks goofy as shit. But like
Wreck-Gar or something like that. But then look, they give you beautiful pages like this. Just oh my goodness, look at that. Just Juan Ferreira just killing it on the art, and that's the real reason to buy this book. No slam on Saladin Ahmed's writing at all, but yeah, that shit's dope, dude. All right, moving on. Some Star Wars. Dr. Aphra hits issue number 40. We do get a logo variant, which I don't really understand why Dr. Aphra has a logo variant, because she's
I don't
only
understand
ever
the idea of
appeared in the
having a logo
comics.
variant.
No, if it just says Star Wars,
Sure,
that's
but
cool because that's recognizable.
okay,
But
sure.
Yeah.
The
how
Star
about
Wars logo,
a
the
crawl
opening
cover?
crawl is iconic. I get that, but like, I don't know. You can't even like with like the black background. This wouldn't even be good to take to a con to get it like drawn on or something. You know, it's just kind of a.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
an.
And I mean
It's
that's
an un.
her logo. That's the
Yeah.
logo for her book. I get it, but I don't understand the logo variant. I just don't get it. All right, here it is. This is easily the book I'm looking forward to the most. We didn't get a chance to talk about Wolverine 41 in the start of Sabretooth War, but man, as a longtime Wolverine fan, right? Like long time, I love it when a writer who's been writing Wolverine for a long time finally gets a chance to write Sabretooth. I just adore it. Simone Bianchi jumped on a book for art. I don't remember who the fucking writer was. It might have been Mark Millar doing it, but him and Sabretooth hooked up in there. And my
Honestly, I think it
gosh,
was Jeff Loeb, the one you're talking about. I
doing
think that
that.
was. I think so.
But it was Bianchi on there, remember?
It
And he would
was.
just
Yeah,
do these
that's.
big 2-panel spreads of Wolverine and Sabretooth. And I would just stare at them for, oh my gosh. I'd be like, oh, look at all the detail and all the awesome there. So writer and artist teams really work together when they find something they love. And it really looks like Ben Percy, Victor Lavalle, who wrote the Sabretooth book, even that Exiles book that we just talked about a minute ago, but Corey Smith. And it really just looks like they have look. Look at that! Just wonderful stuff. Just the son of a bitch that Sabretooth is to Logan. Just a petty grudge that he holds forever. Oh, I love it. Oh, look. Oh, I'll fucking kill you. Oh, I love it, man. I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited for this book. All right, man. Moving on to everything else. A big book from Dynamite this week. Lilo and Stitch #1. Definitely picking this up. It's Greg Pak writing it. Julia Giacomino doing the art. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, dude.
Did
Dynamite is
Lilo
doing
and Stitch
so
come out like
well.
25 years ago now or something? When did it come
Yep.
out? It was like the early 2000s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been out a while, but
Yeah, fuck me. Well,
Dynamite's been killing it with all these, adaptations, taking Disney stuff and just making their own sort of thing out of it. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm really stoked to read Lilo and Stitch. I'm looking for fun. I'm looking for a fun comic I can hang out and kick it with my kid, and me and her can watch or read a comic kind of together. Bunch of variant covers for this. Fold gold foil covers. You know what I'm saying? 2 authentics blank covers. You know, yeah, these are going to be great, dude. Rousseau color bleed with the the negative space. Just really fun stuff, dude. Pathfinder Wake the Dead #5. Sheena Queen of the Jungle #5. But that Lilo and Stitch book, that's going to be a winner. I'm very excited to get my hands on that. All right, then we have everything else. There's not really much this week. American Psycho #3. Beowulf hits issue #4. Dark Tide hits issue #10. This story about kind of the demon-possessed amusement park. It's gone a little bit too long. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we've got to the point now we just have to care about these characters and stuff. Really, I care about the park. And we're leaning a lot more into the characters. But it's still Joshua Williamson. He knows how to write a book, so. Great cover there with the monster in the popcorn vending machine. Dead Lucky #11 continues the massive verse. Devil That Wears My Face #406. David Pepos's Mad Cave book about a demon who jumps from priest to priest, basically.
Yeah. This is very
scary as shit. Scary shit, dude.
Yeah, it's scary. This is a scary book.
It's so much fun.
That first issue is still it's like that first issue just like man, it's like even the horror and it's just like, ooh, wow.
Yeah. Over at Dark Horse Drive Like Hell, sort of demon possession book where a car thief accidentally steals a demon's car. So they're trying to get the car back. I know it sounds weird, and it definitely is. All right, big book for me this week, Duke #2. Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, Jordy Belair on colors. Love this fucking cover here. This Duke looks so fucking mean, you know. It's great shit. He's wearing his seatbelt kind of backwards. That's typically not how you would put on a seatbelt, but I'm willing to overlook that. Duke is on the run. We saw it in the last issue. You know, Stalker, rock and roll, catching up to him, and then the shit hits the fan. It is fucking great, but again, it's a good story. It's a good action story. I've already read this. No spoilers, but unless you're like a big G.I. Joe fan, a lot of the nostalgia, little tidbits they give in there are like going to go way over your head.
Oh, so this is one of those things where, like, when I read Cobra Commander and it's like, oh, hey, we're in Cobra Law, and that didn't mean a fucking thing to me.
Yeah, that meant Globulus. Who the fuck is that? And my jaw is just on the ground saying,
"Oh yeah,
where's Nemesis Enforcer?
It's gonna be like
Nemesis
that,
Enforcer."
My takeaway from Globulus is like that's a dumb name even by G.I. Joe standards.
But it is a dumb name.
Burgess Meredith, though, who's like one of the greatest actors of all time in there. So yeah, I don't know, man, but there are a few things in there that you're just not going to get. But I think there is at least one or two. I know the cliffhanger at the end, you're going to be like, okay, all right, I see how things are sort of playing together. But it's still a great action-packed book that is leading into a bigger overarching universe. It's just how long are they going to continue to be able to grab onto the new fans who picked up? If they lean too much into just giving these old nostalgic hints, the new fans are going to be like you, Taylor. I don't get it. I don't give a fuck. I'm out. You know?
I'm not necessarily out, but
But they need to get the show on the fucking road.
It was like when I was watching Ahsoka, right? Like I didn't watch Rebels, so like a lot of these things, I can tell this would mean a lot more to me if I was someone like Dave who had watched the show. Like I can tell reading that first issue of Cobra Commander was like, I bet Gomer is like
freaking out,
fucking mind right now.
Yeah, I bet Gomer, and it did. My mind fucking exploded. Yeah. I was like, "Holy shit, they're going there!"
I still enjoyed the issue, and I'm still gonna pick this one up. So
good. I'm so glad you're hanging on, dude. Because we used to do the Moment of Destruction with the IDW shit, and you would just like go quiet for like 15 minutes. Remember that? Remember those days?
Yeah. But I mean, like Transformers though is a good example where like there's nothing there that I'm not able to follow, you know? Like, I feel like it's very new reader friendly. Well, I like to think it's also really enjoyable for the old, for people who wear its old hat, like with you, you know?
Right, yeah. And that's really more Void Rivals. Like, no one would be enjoying Void Rivals unless you're a Transformers fan. Unless you saw Jetfire at the end. Unless you saw the Quintesson, you know? But, I mean, the story that they're telling there is just, it's like boilerplate. I've read it before. I've read it before. Moving on, Edenwood hits issue number 4 over at Image Comics. There's a new Fearless book out. This is issue number 3 of 4. It's actually Fearless Dawn. That's her name. Fearless Dawn is the character's name. Sorry. Real American Hero, the new G.I. Joe relaunch by Larry Hama, is getting a second printing. Again, every issue they put out at Image of this book has gotten a second printing. That's a huge deal. That is just a really, really huge deal. Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer hits issue number 5. Holmes and Houdini hits issue number 1. Let me see if I can actually find a cover. This is weird because this is like a Zenoscope book. Usually they lean really hard into the cheesecake. This looks like it's really taking a twist on some action. I'm sure there's definitely going to be some cheesecake in the book.
I'm sure,
but it is nice to see Zenoscope
that is true
sort of
by their
out,
standards, that is extremely restrained. Yes.
Yes, for sure. This is kind of a weird book, Jill and the Killers. It's an Oni Press book, black and white, obviously. But Rising Stars creators, let's see here. Returning to school after the unsolved disappearance of her mom, teenager Jill Estrada can't wait for things to return to normal, even as her friends become obsessed with Box Killers, a true crime subscription game where each month's quote-unquote unsolved case is custom tailored to the life of its player. There's only one catch. Jill's game seems to be too real, and when her clues begin to connect to a series of disappearances in her town, Jill and her friends must uncover the truth. So it's kind of like an app that is steering these high schoolers to solve actual crimes. yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah.
The art looks fantastic. You know, I have feelings of Terry Moore here in the art. So yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm going to check the hell out of that shit. I can't wait. Looks like a really fun book. Philadelphia hits issue 33. King Spawn, number 30. It wouldn't be a week at Image Comics without a McFarlane book. Local Man number 9 is really fun. It's basically a 90s superhero in the modern age. You have to be a certain age of comic book reader to really love and understand that book, and I do. It's great. Moon Man over an Image. Kyle Higgins and wait for it, Kid fucking Cudi. I had to ask my kid who Kid Cudi was.
You shouldn't have had to because he's like
I'm out of it, man. I'm out the loop.
I'm saying like your kids might be too young to know who that is.
I never heard of the guy.
For a while.
I never heard of the fucking guy.
He's been around.
I remember I asked Leroy one time, "What the fuck is a Wu-Tang?" But that's a different story. I know. I'm just out of it, dude. Music just isn't my thing, man. But yeah, whatever went wrong on a failed moon mission, whatever happened in the missing minutes the camera didn't catch, seems like it's got part of a conspiracy thing, sci-fi thing, true sci thing. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll definitely check it out. Some fun covers for that one as well. Oz Kingdom of the Lost. That's a Xenoscope. That Xenoscope book is full on cheesecake. Don't even get me started there. Rick and Morty have a new book coming out. If you're a fan of Rick and Morty, the TV show, you will always love the comic book. Always. It's never failed for me. Somna hits issue number 2 over at Distillery. This is Becky Cloonan and Tula Lote's book. First issue was solid there. I think Dave actually had it for his top 3 the week the first issue came out. So Squish and Squash, all ages read over at Keen Spot. Picard Academy hits issue number 5, an all ages Star Trek book. Siphon Volume 2. The Agent number 2. The first issue was kind of weird. I'm still going to read the second issue. I'm not even sure really how to explain it. There's a lot of moving parts. There's magic and maybe time travel and big adventure, and I don't know. It's fun. Ribbon Queen, issue number 7 of 8. It's a great horror story over at AWA. Yeah, Dave fucking loves the hell out of that book. Void Rivals, as we talked about, issue 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all getting second printings. And I think, Andy, tell me if I'm wrong, like the only small press book besides Duke that really should have anyone excited is World Tree number 7. There's just not a lot from the smaller press this week.
World Tree is just a really great book.
Yeah, it's basically a horror book. It's an internet horror book where there's an internet under the internet, and if you see it, you fucking go crazy and die.
Oh yeah, you go crazy.
Yeah,
you go
crazy.
It's
basically a bunch of folks trying to solve that problem.
I don't remember what issue it was, but there was one a while back where they had basically a philosophy argument in the middle of the book, and it's just like, holy crap! And it's like,
yeah. Oh, but it wasn't boring. It's James Tynion writing it.
Yeah, it wasn't boring. It was just really good.
It's James Tynion writing it. Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote the whole thing very, very well. The art in it is
vertical bars like that you just did by accident a moment ago.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
I didn't even know that was an option.
I know, it's terrible. This is the one I like. When I'm
it's too big. You need to shrink yourself down a little bit.
And then there's this one, which
We're just
I also
going all
hate.
over the place.
I hate that one too. But
there we go, much better.
Yeah, those are the books, man. Those are the books coming out this week. The big 2 is really kicking it. Wolverine, Duke number 2 is probably the small press book I'm looking forward to the most. Beast World, dude. Beast World number 6. Cannot wait for that book. Cannot wait. What else? Dead X-Men. No one else is going to read Dead X-Men. I might.
I don't think I'm going to get Dead X-Men. No. I'm looking forward to Avengers Twilight number 2. That's probably my most anticipated book this week. I was very impressed by that first issue. I was feeling a little hesitant about that first issue. It's like, okay, they've really been pushing this, so I'll give it a shot. And it is Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna, so that's a great creative team. But I usually don't go for these little Elseworld stories, but that was really good. I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Chip's Elseworld books are really great. He did that Spider-Man life story that was through the decades. That was fantastic. Yeah, so it's going to be a good week of comics, y'all. And we're going to talk about all of those comics on Monday. Please come back. We want to thank y'all for hanging out. Check out the Bullies. Happy birthday, Leroy. The Bullies had a show last night. They talked about comics, talked about movies, news, video games sometimes. They talk about all kinds of shit. Check them out. If you want links to everything that they've got going on and everything we got going on, outrightgeekery.com is your spot. All the audios, visuals, socials, all that good stuff, including the page, the group page on Facebook, No Bullying. Go over there, check that out. Join up. You will definitely have a great time. What else was I going to say?
No.
All right, yeah, definitely come back Monday. We're not going to be here for the Super Bowl. That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so we should be here next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be here Sunday and Monday, and then next week, no show. So, yeah, definitely come back. We really appreciate y'all hanging out. Thanks again, but most of all, thanks to these guys for hanging out with this guy.
Good times.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Gosh, I don't know what threw me.